Welcome to the Dreamlands, where we are heading back to some more Homeworld Remastered multiplayer, and I've got a very, very special match for you guys today. This is going to be a 1 versus 1. We are going to be on the map Fallen Lords from the Ace map packs. This will be patch 2.3, the player's patch, and we are going to have a 1 versus 1 between two of the very best players in the game. I have been wanting to cast this match for a very, very long time, so before we do introductions, let's get our bearings on the map. This is going to be yellow team spawn. Oh, this is going to be an east-west spawn. Alright, that's cool. So if that's north, we're on west here. So first up, spawning on the west side of Fallen Lords, it is going to be Cloaked. This is a player that should need no introduction to anyone who's been into the Homeworld Remastered multiplayer scene for a while. One of the very, very best players in the game. He is going to be making his debut on the channel, so I'm super, super excited to have him here. And for anyone that doesn't know, Cloaked also has his own YouTube channel of the same name. I'll leave the link in the video description. He does multiplayer matches from his perspective. Very, very cool stuff to see. So he is going to be playing as the Vagger. So check that link out and go check out his videos. Now his opponent spawning on the east side of the map for red, it is going to be once again returning to the channel Fear, a player that needs no introduction if you've been following my content. A very, very good player. He has been kicking asses left and right all over the place. So he is going up against one of the very best. Very, very exciting. He will be playing as the Titan. And again, if anyone didn't know, Fear also does Homeworld Remastered content from his own perspective. And in contrast to most of Cloaked's videos, he does commentary over his, kind of giving some high level. If Cloaked does commentary in his, I haven't seen that, so I do apologize if that's a mistake. I haven't seen any of his videos with commentary, so maybe he does. But Fear does, and he kind of gives like kind of a high level overview of what he's doing, his decision making and stuff. So pretty good learning tool. If you guys are interested in the competitive side of Remastered, I will leave the link in the video description. Go check him out as well. So he is going to be playing as the Titan. Now let's get some overview here. This map is huge, but we are on sort of close spawns, so it could go either way. It could go into a long macro game or be short and brutal. But let's see what's going on here for tech. So we do have the double research ship. For Fear, he has saturated his main. He has sent his carrier out and has saturated his very first expansion. We do have RUs fanning out in rings across the map, as well as some RUs in mid, so pretty standard layout in that sense. What is Cloaked up to? He has saturated his main, he has sent his carrier off, and has saturated his first expansion. He is currently being scouted by a scout from Fear. Fear knows exactly what's up. Fear also has a repair corvette on the field and is currently building a bunch more scouts and has transitioned directly into attack bombers. So that's pretty interesting. Holding his probe back for a time when he needs it. Holding 2 probes back, actually. Or no, that's just 1. Pardon me. No, 2. There are 2. So 2 probes being held back. Trying to get some scouting information at a later time, no doubt. We do have assault craft on the field for Cloaked, spamming them out. Tons of assault craft. Oh my goodness. So that's pretty interesting. What does he have here on his ship? He does have a, hard to read this here, a fighter facility and a research module. Does he have the hyperspace inhibitor thing? Doesn't look like he does. I don't know what that's called for Vagger, sadly. So we have a ton, an absolute ton of assault craft on the field now. Tons of scouts and interceptors, as well as light corvettes for Fear. So more of a mixed composition here. Currently, Cloaked is sitting on 6 squads of assault craft by the looks of it. Meanwhile, we do have a number of scouts, a ton of interceptors, more interceptors and attack bombers, and more light corvettes hitting the field for Fear. Well, it is pretty much pure assault craft so far for Cloaked. Is he going to mix lance fighters in to counter those light corvettes?
Unidentified probe detected.
Is that a mobile refinery? It is a mobile refinery. So Cloaked has a mobile refinery on the field. There are light corvettes moving in for a little bit of harassment onto the main resourcing location of Cloaked. Going to start focusing down those resource collectors. Does Cloaked have the upgrade? The upgrade for the Homeworld 2 faction resource collectors makes them absurdly tanky. Very, very strong. I like what he's doing though, Fear. He is sending in just these 5 or 6 light corvettes, backed up as they are by a repair corvette. Help them stay in the field for longer. We do have missile corvettes on the field, so that's going to be the answer for Cloaked. Missile corvettes, meanwhile, big, huge engagement going on in the center of the map. All of these Vegara strike craft going up against these attack bombers from Fear, which are doing a run at the resourcing as well. These assault craft are going to clean up these bombers like crazy. They are being reinforced by interceptors and scouts, so they will be taking damage along the way. But these missile corvettes look to be doing some nice work there, going to clean up a number, or at least start putting some damage onto these light corvettes, which are going to swing wide, and Fear is going to go all in on this expansion site of Cloaked. Can Cloaked hold it with just missile corvettes and assault craft? It looks like he's already suffered a bunch of casualties on those assault craft, reinforcing their numbers from the carrier while he reinforces missile corvettes from the flagship. Big, big battle going on here, right in the opening moments of the game as well. Are these light corvettes going to be able to do enough damage to slow Vegard down long enough where Cloaked doesn't just snowball out of control? What's going on? Any sneaky shit going on? No, there isn't. So this is where all the action is happening. Looks like Fear is just trying to do as much damage as he can. Oh, look at those light corvettes go down though. Holy smokes, those missile corvettes are strong. Looks like Cloaked is going to clean up all of the light corvettes from Fear. Fear does have a pretty big number of interceptors and scouts here, though. Trying to hold those assault craft at bay. They are doing pretty good. Cloaked is taking a bunch of damage, but it looks like he is trying to dock. Is he going to try and dock these assault craft with the carrier as they take damage? It looks like he's trying to. Oh, and he just makes it with one assault craft. I think that assault craft squadron did make it into the carrier, which means it will come out fully replenished. More harassment coming out from Fear. Just a couple light corvettes backed up by attack bombers going for Cloaked's main, but he has some more assault craft over there as well as some missile corvettes. Going to shut that down pretty hard. He's currently being a little bit overrun though, just by this sheer amount of Titan interceptors. Oh, look at them do brutal damage to those assault craft. That squad gets cleaned up. This squad is going to get cleaned up in short order. What's he doing on the back of that? A third research ship by the looks of it. Is that 3? Yeah, it is. So trying to keep the tech advantage, or pardon me, not the tech advantage, but trying to keep pace in terms of economy and tech. Does he have a mobile refinery on the field? He must. No, he's currently long hauling. Moving his flagship up just a little bit, getting out an assault frigate here because we do have a counterattack from Fear. Coming in with missile corvettes, just a couple of squads, but double assault frigates hit the field and they are looking to shut that down. Meanwhile, Fear on the other side of the map with that massive swarm of interceptors just getting right on top of Cloaked, cleaning up all of his assault craft. What are these missile corvettes going for? What is their target? They're going to try and clean up some resource collectors. They are going to get pushed off though by those assault frigates. Beautifully timed by Fear. Right in the nick of time, both of those hit the field and they are enough to see these missile corvettes off. Meanwhile, he has held the push. All of these interceptors have slowly been dwindling in numbers. You can see that Cloaked is just taking his damaged squads and docking them with the carrier. That allows them to get repaired and their numbers replenished. But look at all of these interceptors. Good grief. Starting to slowly get whittled down, but not slow enough. Just that swarm is too big. Cloaked going to divert his missile corvettes to help support these assault craft against all of these interceptors. He doesn't appear to have lost too many resource collectors, though. Wow, ballsy move by Fear, bringing his flagship right up into the middle of the map. Pushing with these assault frigates against Cloak, and now he is going directly for his resource collectors, and this is bad news for Cloaked, actually. This is a big problem for him. 4 assault frigates pushing directly against his resource collectors, and they do very big damage, actually, to all of these units. Very much. What the hell kind of English is that? Very big damage to these resource collectors, as you can see. The only thing keeping them in the game is that upgrade. I'm pretty sure they have it because they're actually lasting quite a long time. Let's get an overview here. A couple of missile corvettes coming in through mid, while all of the assault craft and a couple more missile corvettes go wide to protect the carrier and that other resourcing location. More and more assault frigates coming out of the flagship. This is a very aggressive push from Fear. What is Cloaked gonna do about it? This was a very aggressive build. So it looks like he's finally went all in on mid. All of these interceptors coming to back up the assault frigates coming through mid, trying to pick off a couple of units as he can, and that's going to allow Cloaked to collapse in on this position. If he can clean up all of these interceptors and just deal with a couple of assault frigates, he will be okay. However, with his flagship on the front line like this, he's able to just spew out units. As you can see, he's just building more and more interceptors to replenish his losses. Keeping a couple of them over here to harass this position, while the bulk of them harass this main position, and a few of them try and prevent units from sniping units as they come out of the carrier. A game, holy smokes. Cloaked is doing a pretty damn good job of keeping them off of this location, though. More missile corvettes, more assault craft being added into the mix. The assault craft can hard counter these interceptors, provided they have sufficient numbers, and I suppose in enough numbers these missile corvettes can do some damage to these assault frigates, but there is a repair corvette on the front line repairing them, so that's a pretty nice move by Fear as well. It'll take a pretty big effort to dislodge him from this position. A couple of attack bombers even being mixed into the fray here, and they're going to start focusing down this capital ship facility. So I suspect that Cloaked is probably trying to get a destroyer on the field. Oh, and the assault frigates change position and start attacking the carrier. Oh my god, the carrier's about to go down. Oh, Cloaked loses his carrier. That is a significant blow. It'll be very difficult for him to come back from this now that he has been reduced to only being able to produce out of his flagship and all of these resources here. Does he have a mobile refinery? He does. Okay, so that's fine. He can still resource at full efficiency from this spot. There it is. The destroyer has hit the field, so can Cloaked hold on? If he can get another carrier out on the field for that double production, he should be alright. Fear has built a second carrier on the front line though, so he's going to be producing from 3 ships, while Cloaked can currently only produce from 1. The assault craft from Cloaked have cleaned up pretty much all of the interceptors now and are currently dominant on the field. There's nothing that can shut these down. Unreal. Oop, some camera fuckery there. I do apologize for that. So Cloaked is going to get his destroyer to start putting some damage out on these assault frigates, but they are just going to clean up all of these resourcing, this entire resourcing operation in the meantime. What is he going to do with those assault craft is the question. Oh, look at this. He's got a bunch of resource collectors back here. Is there a mobile refinery here? No, but he is... No, that's right by his carrier. Never mind. Or his, his flagship. So his carrier does hit the field. It's going to return back to this position so that he can resource unopposed at full efficiency while the destroyer on the front line pushes. A couple remaining missile corvettes and all of these remaining assault craft are going to concentrate on this forward position here. What is this? Oh god, a missile destroyer on the field from Fear though. That is going to start putting all of its damage right onto this destroyer. A couple more oh, there's a defense field frigate even mixed into this. So a repair corvette and a defense field frigate. That is going to make this extremely difficult to take out. Already at half damage. Oh no, this is a defense fighter. Interesting. So that was a misread by me. I do apologize for that. There is no defense field frigate. I just saw the defense there. That's a defense fighter. So I think those are like defenders, but for Titan. So they're pretty good at taking out strike craft, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of defense fighters here. Going to start poking shots at these assault craft, try and thin their numbers. Meanwhile, another spam of light corvettes is going to go directly after Cloaked's only remaining resource operation. Does he still have his mobile refinery at that other location? I don't know. Destroyer has been pulled all the way back out of range of that missile destroyer and is being pursued currently by the assault frigates. Oh, look at all of these light corvettes. Good grief. They are going to clean up this entire resource location again. Looks like these resources are... No, there is a mobile refinery there, so somehow Cloaked still manages to hang on to this. Assault craft going in and going to try and push off all of these corvettes and a few of these defense fighters. Did that destroyer go down? It did. So Cloaked lost his destroyer, which is unfortunate because that was the thing anchoring his front line. Second destroyer hits the field though. He's not out of it yet. Oh, but all this economic damage that Fear has been doing this entire game is keeping him from really getting any momentum. Gravwell generator even in mid there to prevent any hyperspacing. More and more light corvettes streaming out across the map to reinforce. This ball of assault frigates has been so cost effective. It's unbelievable actually. Splitting off a mine layer corvette even to try and close out this one resource location once and for all. I keep thinking that he's definitely going to clean it up and then he doesn't and just moves off to do something else. But this location has been entirely cleaned up of resourcing. This location has been almost entirely cleaned up of resourcing. And I don't think Cloaked has been able to do any resource harassment at all. So currently, Fear's macro is just spiraling out of control. Oh, look at that. A couple heavy missile frigates now on the field for Cloaked. When did those pop? I must have missed that. but those are going to be pretty damn good at doing some damage onto these assault frigates. Still a few squads. Oh, and Cloaked is going to call the GG. Unreal. So Fear is able to topple the Titan. Cloaked is a very, very strong player. And he is going to tap out. So there you have it. Congratulations to Fear for the victory, and very, very well played. What a game that was. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you enjoy the content on my channel, subscribe. Or was that a cloak? Did Cloaked cloak? Yeah, he must have. Nope, there he is. He was destroyed. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you for the next video.